upon us first going to South America in 1996, and seeing just the response there, it was crazy because, again, we had been to Europe and everything like that, but going down to South America was it was a whole other visual thing, as far as the fans were going like nuts. They were mad nuts. So the idea kind of spawned from there, and with Sendog being, a native speaker of Spanish, being Cuban and born there, and being there from the age of 6, and Be Real as well, being half Mexican, half Cuban, and just being around that, it was something to kind of connect with the Latin fans. I think the reason why it was more greatest hits record was, as much as the people were fans of the original versions, a lot of them really didn't understand what we were talking about. They didn't understand things if we said like 187 or, our kind of slang, because hip hop is all about slang, you can, certain coded things that are in the lyrics. But I feel in a way that it kind of got us closer to them because they were really able then to understand a bit more of what we were saying, what the song was about, you know what I mean? I mean, when we do I Want to Get High, is one thing, but when we do it in Spanish, it's a whole other thing. I mean, Be Real doesn't even have to do the lyrics because people are like singing it word for word all the way through, and the album really connected us with them, and it did really well. It was a big success. I first came across Spanish hip hop or any kind of hip hop that had Spanish lyrics was hearing songs like Mentirosa by Melo Mayonnaise and Kid Frost, La Raza, and things like that, because before then there were always Latinos in the background of hip hop, for either dancing or doing beats or scratching, but there wasn't anything bilingual yet, at least out there to the masses. So that was like my first introduction, hearing it like that, and and I think in rhyming in Spanish, it's got a great flow. Not all languages kind of flow like that. So that was my first introduction. Well, my dad, Willie Bobo, associated with some great acts like Tito Puente and Cal Jader, performed with Miles Davis and recorded with him, and many others. At 18 years old, he was voted Best Percussionist of the Year, in Downbeat magazine, which is a very famous jazz music publication. And he came out with 14 albums under his own credit. So he had success with that, but just being an innovative musician, and from that era, it was magical, and he learned so much. So to be able to keep that legacy going is something that I've always wanted to do, and going to like the album Dig My Feeling, which is the name of the record of my dad's unreleased music. It was like finding these tapes in my mom's closet. She asked me to get something, and I stumbled upon these tapes. They were in the back of the closet. I'm like, what are these? Mom was like, don't touch them. And I'm seeing my dad's name on them, and I see song titles that are familiar, and also song titles that are not familiar. And I'm like, I gotta hear these things. I gotta get on this shit. And I started sneaking a couple of tapes out at a time. You know, some of them were 2-inch reels, some of them were a little smaller, like 8.25-inch reels, 2-track, 4-track, 8-track. You know, it was like that. So you know, me and Mario Caldado Jr., you know, we got through the tapes, and you know, we no overdubs, you know, cleaned them up, and we were able to come up with something very, very solid. I think it's if it was like to be the last of his work to be released, it's, you know, I think it went out with a bang. You know, it's always important to be able to keep your ear to the streets. You know, a lot of the creativity is coming from there, and you know, I think it's kind of dumb to just, you know, suppress that. But you know, there's a few kids that are up and coming that are really, really good. Dizzy Wright is dope. This guy, That's Legend, dope. The son of what's his name? I forget his. I'm having a brain fart right now. But you know, this Kendrick Lamar is you know, is great. You know, I think it's coming around to lyrics again. You know, even though we're in a state of, you know, hip hop that includes like what you call the mumble rap. You know, I come from a time that, you know, it was about lyrics, it was about expressing your individuality and everything like that. So, but to get back to what you were saying, yeah, just having a good time with everything, you know what I mean? The next project, we're going to be getting back into the studio with Rhythm Machine, and working on the second album. It's long overdue, but I think we're gonna hammer down and work on that and get that out, and as well as, you know, new music coming from Cypress Hill, which is gonna be interesting because we really tried with this record to do something different, and I think a lot of people are gonna dig it, and yeah, that's.
Do you have any collabos planned out yet for Rhythm Machine?
No, not yet. As you know, Bitman always says, well, just open up your your little, your book, your black book. You got all the numbers, and it's not like that. But usually with the features on the last record, I kind of pushed for those, and if I had to do it again, I will. But it's not my preferred thing. 5 Spanish hip hop that I like, but it's not in any kind of order. But I like Tego Calderon. I like Malo Rodriguez. I like I'm gonna put someone like Fermin Cuatro is always like a strong voice for me, even though he's doing other types of hip hop now. His voice is definitely strong. Residente, he's he's like the political messenger. He's but he's dope in how he puts his styles together. And who else? Another one that I really like his flows a lot. I always have, and I hope to do more work with him in the future. Is Secreto. Dope.
The whole concept is difficult. I flow in realms outside the physical. Some copy styles, and that's pitiful. Burping, hiding the